सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। The sixth chapter which we are studying has got 16 sections. 7 of them we have completed, and in those 7 sections, Tat Padartha, the meaning of the word Tat means Ishvara, Jagat Karana Ishvara was presented. And in the 8th chapter, this Tvam Padartha is introduced, and oneness between the Tvam and Tat, oneness between the Jiva and Ishvara is now pointed out in the 7th mantra of the 8th Khanda. Very popular mantra it is, and to understand this mantra, little bit background of what has been told earlier is to be understood. In the previous mantras it was said that based on the derivation of this Ashishishati or Ashanaya and Pipasa, we can understand that this body is the product of this Annam, which is the product of Apaha, which is the product of Agni, which is the product of Sadbrahma. Therefore, this body is the product of Sadbrahma, not separate from Sadbrahma. And this idea was presented in the context of the phenomenon of death, how death happens. The clinical explanation will be different. Here we are following Shastriya model. Clinically they will say heartbeat will stop and all this. They have got 2-3 types of death. If death is a person died doesn't mean fully body is dead. They got say that first is called somo, something is that's physical death, then clinical death, and then brain death, and all so many things are there. We are not going into that. Here we have got particular model. We are explaining death in the model of the Trivruta Karanam. 3 elements are there. In the context of those 3 elements, death is presented. So it was said that first Vak is resolved in Manaha, this Mana is resolved into the Prana, Prana is resolved into Agni, Agni is resolved into Sadbrahman. So here Sadbrahman was presented as the one in whom all are resolved. And now it is said that Sadbrahma in whom all are resolved during the Shushupti, during death, And there Bhashyakara put a note. If somebody died after Brahmatma Jnanam, I am Brahma with conviction, then he does not come back. But if a person died without Brahmatma Jnanam, then because of the karma, the person will come back. So again, the Sukshma Sharira will not be completely resolved, and person Karana Sharira is completely not resolved, therefore person will come back. But otherwise, gone. So individuality of the person is completely dissolved in Sad Brahman. Therefore we ask, are you ready for this? Moksha means not that, oh, I will get moksha and afterwards we'll talk to each other. Where are you coming from? Which ashram you got moksha? So that type of thing you cannot have. Individuality is not retained. You cannot be the bhokta of Videha Bhukti. That I will enjoy, Swamiji, then I will be seeing how nice you all are suffering and I am enjoying. Like that. Like all are doing homework and you are exempted. So how you feel, no? That's you all are doing, I am enjoying. Like that you have this expectation. Then Shastra says, though, individuality is completely dissolved. Are you ready? Are you ready to dissolve your individuality? You will not be available as this karta, bhokta, jivaha. Then only you come for moksha. Otherwise, in between when you are doing study, you say, no. Swamiji, one more janma I want. I want to become a pilot. Or I want to become a mosquito and bite that person, then I will get moksha. So some idea. He is so angry with that person. So person is completely resolved. Now, Shruti Acharya, the father, is presenting this Upadesha about Sad Brahma, which is an important mantra of this section. Saha, okay, we have not read this, no? Saya eshonima eitadatyamidagum sarvam tassatyagum sa atma tattvamasi shvetaketo tattvamasi shvetaketo iti bhuya eva ma bhagavan vignapayat-viti tatha somyeti hovacha. So now the father come teacher is saying Saha, that in which all are resolved during the Shushupti and Pralaya, that Sad Brahma, Sat, that Eshaha, this which is being talked about in this mantra, which is called Sad Brahma, that this Yaha, which is called Sad Brahma, is Anima. Anima means subtle. This Sad Brahma is very subtle. Subtle means what? Not available for sense perception. So Anima conveys the idea of being the subtlest. So that this Sad Brahma is Anima, the subtlest. Further, Eitadatyam idam sarvam. Everything is having this Sad Brahma alone as their Atma. Whether it is an animal or a plant or even Brahmaji, all have their Atma, I, because of this Sad Brahman alone. Sad Brahma alone makes everyone having Atma, everyone being endowed with Atma. Eitadatyam idam sarvam. This everything is having this Sad Brahma as Atma. And further, that Sad Brahman is Tat Satyam. That Sad Brahma, which is the hero of the story of the 6th chapter and entire Vedanta, that Sad Brahman is Satyam. Tat means Sat. Sadeva Satyam. Sad Brahman is Satyam. Satyam means what? Abadhitam, unnegatable. What is Satyam? What is the meaning of Satyam? Abadhitam, unnegatable. So Pujya Swamiji, when he went to the US or I think some other country, somebody said, can you give the definition of truth? Because generally truth is undefinable. Swamiji said, I will define tomorrow. At the end of the class, one lecture he said, we will define the truth tomorrow. So one person who was so curious, he went to see Swamiji in the hotel where Swamiji was staying. He said, please define. He said, I will define tomorrow. No, I can't sleep. Some people have that. They are very curious. Means until they get the answer, they have to work. Then Swamiji said, truth is that which cannot be negated. That which cannot be negated is truth. You cannot dismiss this definition. What is unnegatable is truth. How will you dismiss this definition? Because we are defining truth as unnegatable. So unnegatable cannot be negated. And therefore, unnegatability is the Swarupam of Satyam. So, Sad Brahma is Satyam. Satyam means what? Unnegatable. Everything else gets negated. Now, what is the meaning of negation? Negation means seeing that it is not there. Really it is not there or even not there. Like this clip is right now there, and after a few years or even few months it will not be there. Therefore this cannot be called Satyam. Why? It is subject to be negated. It is subject to being said that it is not there. So anything which is subject to be told as not there, that is called Badhitam. And that which is not subject to be told that it is not there, that is called Abadhitam, unnegatable. What is that unnegatable? Here the Shruti is telling, existence is unnegatable. You cannot dismiss this existence. Clip is. So clip can be negated, but that isness cannot be negated. Why? Because when clip is broken, some piece will remain. So piece is. Piece you powder it, the powder is. Further you break it, then the molecule is continues. Therefore, the is existence is unnegatable. Satyam. So Stat Sad Brahma is Satyam. And Saha Atma, that is the Atma of all Jada, all Chetana, all. And now the teacher is putting the bombshell. So what he says? That Tattvamasi, that Sad Brahman you are. Because when the student is told that Sad Brahman is like this, Abaditam, it is the self of all, then he will be looking here and there. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Then teacher said, don't look here and there. It is you. You are that. That is a very popular sentence, that thou art, etc. So what is the message conveyed? That Jagat Karanam Sad Brahma Tat you are. Tvam Asi. And here Shruti is not telling, Acharya is not telling, Tvam Bhavishyasi. It is not that you will become. Right now you are. Asi in Sanskrit has got the meaning are. You are that Brahman. Then there will be naturally some resistance if you are told now that you are a Prime Minister of this country. Swamiji, nice to hear this. I wish your words become true. Something like that you will say. But will you believe that I am Prime Minister? You will not believe. If I said you are the king of the whole world, Swamiji, nice to hear. Similarly, if it is said you are the cause of everything, naturally there will be resistance. Such a small thing you can't accept. Even if I tell you are the head of this Gurukulam, that also you may not accept. No, Swamiji. If you wish, I can become. So that. But right now I am not. So when such a small thing you are not able to accept, how will you accept you are Jagat Karanam Brahma? Shruti says yes, your resistance is understandable. That is the maturity. When you can accept the rejection of others, you are a mature person. Generally what happens when somebody rejects you, you feel so bad and you reject the rejection. How can you reject me? How can you reject me? That is your rejection to rejection. Maturity is what? Learn to accept the rejection of others. This is by the way, but since it is useful, I am just giving some time on that. How can you accept the rejection of others? Swamiji is rejecting me. How can I accept the rejection? I can accept his acceptance. Rejection can be accepted by seeing that person as a background to reject. He is seeing me from a particular angle, which is not a right angle. But he has got certain background. With that background he will be seeing me and I will look rejectable only. And therefore he is rejecting. So in his perception, her perception, I look rejectable. Therefore rejects. So Shruti also is telling, if you have rejection, resistance to what I am saying, you are Jagat Karanam Brahma, is understandable. Even though it is a very happy situation, welcome situation that you are told you are Jagat Karanam. You are not told you are idiot, you are good for nothing, useless. We are not saying. Shruti is telling you are Jagat Karanam. But still resistance is there. Why? Because we are not understanding what is the vision of Shruti when Shruti says you are Jagat Karanam. Because Jagat Karanam is pervading everywhere. I am not pervading this outside this body. I am not all pervasive. They say we are not all pervasive. Where is all pervasive? I am not. Then Shruti says, let us understand. That is called Padartha Vichara. Sad Brahma is Jagat Karanam with Samashti Maya Upadhi. By itself, what is it? It is existence. Satyam Sat. It is unnegatable existence, pure existence without any attribute. Attributeless, pure existence is the nature of Jagat Karana Brahma. And that pure existence, where do we find? Wherever you see that existence is there, here also existence is there. But existence I am experiencing with attribute only. Attributed existence alone is found everywhere. Where will we find attribute-less existence, which is the true nature of Brahman? Where is it? Shastra says, you cannot experience that pure existence. Why? It is not an object of experience. But if it is not object of experience, how will I experience? Shastra says you need not experience. You cannot experience, you need not experience. But it means that it is not there. Person will say, something is not coming to my experience, is not there. Yatha shashashrungaha. Like rabbit's horn is not experience. Means what do we conclude? It is not there. So something is not coming to my experience, something is not object of experience, is not there. Shruti says no. Something is not object of experience but still there. What is that? It is you, subject. Sad Brahman is not an object of experience, it is the subject of illuminator of all experiences, not object of any experience. It is not an object. It is the subject, the truth of all experiences, the illuminator of all experiences. And that Sat Brahma, pure existence, is to be understood as pure consciousness, I am. So Shruti says that Tat, which finally refers to Sat, Sat Brahma, is to be equated to Chidatma, which is Sadatma. So Sat Brahman is to be equated to Chidatma, means Atma, which is consciousness, Atma, which is Sat Swarupa, I, existence without any identification with the Upadhi, am one with Sat Brahma. So how do I understand the meaning of Tattvamasi? I, without association with any Upadhi, Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira, without attributing any attributes on me, Nirguna Chaitanyam Aham, one with Sad Brahma. So I understand myself to be Sad Brahma, having dissociated cognitively. Physically you cannot dissociate. Having cognitively dissociated with all the upadhis, I appreciate I am Sad Brahma. Somebody may say, Swamiji, this I am Sad Brahma means I am Jagat Karanam. But Swamiji, I came just 30, 40, 50 years ago. Before that Jagat was there. See what happened? Again you came down. I am telling you pure existence, which is pure consciousness, are Sad Brahman. You are again talking about yourself from the standpoint of body. As body you are not Jagat Karanam. As Sadatma, Chidatma, you are Jagat Karanam Brahma. So if you look upon yourself as body or mind, you cannot see this. So you have to shift your identity from Anatma to Atma, then what Shastra says will make sense. And that is called Mahavakyam. Tattvamasi is Jiva Ishvara Aikya Bodhakam Vakyam. It is also called Akhandartha Bodhakam Vakyam because it is revealing indivisible reality. Indivisible reality means what? It is the reality which is there behind Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara without really being divided. Jivatvam is superimposed upon it, Ishvaratvam is superimposed upon it, Jagatvam is superimposed upon it. But by itself, it is free from this division of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Therefore, it is called Akhanda Artha Bodhaka. This sentence is Akhandartha Bodhakam. So, what will be the appreciation? I am the truth behind all Jivas, entire Jagat and even Ishvara. I alone with Maya Upadhi am appearing as Ishvara. I alone with different Nama Rupa appear as the Jagat. I alone with different bodies I am appearing as different Jivas. Like in mono acting, one actor will be becoming the Rakshasa also, Devi also, Raja also, everything. Similarly, I am doing a mono acting. I am Brahma, Brahmatma, who am doing mono acting and appearing as Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. This is the message Tattvamasi. Hey Shvetaketu. So, you are that. And here Bhagavan Bhashyakara surprisingly doesn't write any long Bhashyam. He simply says, that Brahman is Atma of all. So it is Atma of you also. So Atma of you means it is real you. It is the real I of everyone. So it is real I of you also. So it is Atma of all, therefore it is Atma of you. And Atma of you means it is real you. And therefore Tattvamasi. So Bhashyakara, we think that such a big thing, so very long Bhashyam. There is no Bhashyam, only this one sentence, Ataha. Bhashyakara says, Ataha Tat Sat Tvamasi. That's all. Tat means Sat, Tvamasi. Hey Shvetaketu, that's all. So we may be expecting, wow, that is our हमारा वाक्य है, बड़ा वाक्य है, so nothing. It's simple. So because background has been created for that. All right. So when this Upadesha was given to dear Shvetaketu, because why I am telling dear? Because every now and then father is telling Somya, Somya, Somya. So that Somya, Shvetaketu is saying, Bhu eva ma Bhagavan Vignapayatu iti. Please explain me once again. And he said like this, father said, Tatha. He said, let it be so, I will explain. And here Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, what was the question which he wanted to ask, or what was the doubt he has, which he wanted to clarify when he said, Bhuya eva ma Bhagavan Vignapayatu. So Bhashyakara presents the doubt behind the request for teaching again. The doubt is that earlier it was said that every day all people, when they are asleep, they become one with Sad Brahma. So, when they are becoming one with Sad Brahma, how come they are not knowing that we are becoming one with Sad Brahma? When you are embracing somebody, you know that you are embracing. You are embracing your brother, sister, spouse, children. Not some animal. You are embracing some person, you know, I am embracing this person. So similarly, when jivas are embracing Sad Brahman, how come they are not knowing that we are embracing Paramatma? Why not? That I am not able to understand. Therefore, you please clarify. And father said, okay, I have got so many examples. Father is full of examples. I love that. Every time he will give some example. Alright, so he gives the example in the 9th Khanda. Yatha somya madhu madhukruto nistishtanti nanatyayanam vrukshānāgum rasan samavaharamekatagum rasam gamayanti. He says, hey Somya, oh dear one, you, even though you are asking questions again and again, still you are dear to me. Hey Somya, yatha, just as madhukrutaha, honey bees, bahuvachanam, madhukrut, the bahuvachan is madhukrutaha. Just as honey bees, madhu nistishtanti, they extract honey. How do they do it? He says, nanatyayanam vrukshānam rasan samavaharam. Samavaharam is a nul pratyaya. So, having brought together, samavaharam means having brought together again and again. What? Rasan, the juice, essence of what? Nanatyayanam vrukshānam, of the trees of different types. So, having brought the juice of different trees, different flowers, ekatam rasam gamayanti. This honey bees, gamayanti, they make all the rasas becoming, all the rasam, all the juice of all the trees, ekatam. He make the homogeneous mass from all the juice they have collected. So they make all the juice attain oneness. Means it has collected from one tree, that also juice was there, second tree, third tree, fourth tree, and from different trees it has collected the honey, the droplets, and he collects them all together, making one mass. Ekatam gamayanti means make them attain oneness in the form of one mass of this honey. So they collect different juices, juice from different trees, and all the juice are made one homogeneous mass by these honeybees. It doesn't keep separately that this is the the rose tree, rose plant, and this is the lotus plant or the lotus flower. It doesn't keep. It collects all of them together. So just as honeybees make all the juice attain oneness, he make them one homogeneous mass of juice or mass of honey. So what is the example in this? That is given in the next mantra. Te tatha tatra na vivekam labhante. Sorry. This yatha, yatha is there, no? Te yatha tatra na vivekam labhante. Amushyaham vrukshasya rasaha. Amushyaham vrukshasya rasaha asmi iti. Evameva khalu somya. Imahas sarvah prajaha. Sati sampadya na viduhu. Sati sampadhyamahe iti. So very beautiful, sweet example. Honey means sweet example. The example is, just as all the droplets of the rasa, the essence of the trees, plants, flowers, they are made one homogeneous mass. Means they attain oneness. And in that situation, what happens? Yatha, just as. Te means the droplets of the honey or the droplets of the rasa, essence. Tatra, in that situation, in that honey, na vivekam labhante. They do not attain discrimination, the knowledge of difference. How they would have attained? They would wish to attain. Amushya vrukshasya aham rasaha. So one droplet telling, I am the juice of that tree. You don't know. I am not the juice of ordinary tree. I am the juice of very extraordinary tree. Another fellow, he said, I am also the juice of that tree. Amushya means of that. In this manner, Amushya vrukshasya rasaha asmi. I am the rasa, the essence, juice or droplet of honey of that tree. In this manner, they do not have discriminative knowledge, because they have become one. Iti evameva, in this manner alone. This is the example. When they have become eki bhutaha, they have become homogeneous one, then naturally they will not be able to know that I am this, I am this. So similarly, evameva, in this manner alone, imaha sarvaha prajaha, all the living beings, khalu, indeed, he Somya, all these living beings, sati sampadya, having merged into Sat Brahma during sleep, na viduhu, they do not know. What they do not know? Sati sampadya mahe, that we are now merging into Sat Brahman, or we are merged into Sat Brahman. That type of knowledge they cannot have. See, we cannot say that don't disturb me, I am one with Sat Brahma. Somebody is waking him up, he will say, don't disturb me, I am one with Sat Brahman. That type of knowledge he doesn't have. But after studying Chandogya, now you can tell also. So somebody is waking you up and you don't want to get up. So what do you say? That don't disturb me, I have an appointment with Sat Brahma. But if that person also has studied Vedanta, he will say, you cannot know. If you know, you are not sleeping. Anyway, so here what is the example? Just as all the droplets of honey, when they have become one, they do not know I am this, I am this. Similarly, when Jiva has become merged with Brahman in Sushupti or Marana, that time they do not know so that we are merged into Sat Brahman. What is the reason? Eki bhutatvat. They have become one And therefore, they are not knowing that we are one with Sadbrahma. Idea is that the individuality is not there which can become the basis for knowing. Pramatrutvam is not there. For Pramatrutvam, what is required? If you have studied Adhyasa Bhashyam, Pramatrutva requires Deha, Indriya, Dehendriyadishu Aham Mama Bhava is required. That is not there. Therefore, Pramatrutvam is not there. Therefore, person doesn't know. So, oneness is there. Therefore, individuality is not there to become the basis for any knowledge. Alright, that is the answer given. Then, what happens after getting merged into Sad Brahma? Do they remain like that? No. They again come back to the body which they had earlier before sleep, and again they behave in the manner they were behaving. That is said in the next mantra. Ta iha vyagro va simho va sigumho va vruko va varaho va कीटो वा पतंगो वा दगुंशो वा मशको वा यद्यद् भवन्ति तदा भवन्ति. So Shruti is very what is called elaborate in this description. He says, those jiva, iha means in this world, Vyagraha, this person was tiger, this jiva was tiger. Or Va means or Simhaha, lion. Or Brukaha, wolf. Or Varahaha, pig. Or Kitaha, some worm. Patangaha, moth. Or Dagumshaha, Damshaha, means some biting insect. Mashakaha, mosquito. So he did not talk about human beings. So whatever yadyad bhavanti, what here bhavanti is in the sense of babhuva. So abhavan, whatever they were before sleep, tad abhavanti, again they become that. So before sleep, whatever body, whatever sukshma sharira they were identifying with, they again assume that body. Therefore, when a person sleeps, when he slept he was a man, and when he gets up he becomes a woman. That type of thing doesn't happen. Or other way, right? So slept a woman and then get up man. It doesn't happen. Or when he went to sleep, he was a human being. When he woke up, he was hachi, donkey, it became. That doesn't happen. Whatever body it had, what jiva had, same body based on karma is, he continues to assume. Alright. From that what we understand? That this particular, the merger was temporary. Otherwise sleep itself is moksha. Then you don't have to attend classes. You have to attend, you not have to attend, you have to just sleep. Once you sleep, you are muktaha. Therefore, some people sleep in the class because they think that the class is not working. Sleep will work. So they try in the class itself. But it doesn't work. So one has to come back to the same body. Alright. And now again Shruti is giving the Upadesha. Saha Yah. Okay, we'll read that. Same Vakya is given. Saya Eshonima Etadatyamidagum Sarvam Tat Satyagum Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. Sorry, Tattvamasi Shvetaketo iti Bhuyeva ma Bhagavan Vignapayattviti Tatha Somyeti Hovacha. Saha, that in which all are resolved during the Shushupti and do not know that they have resolved, they have merged, that Sadbrahma. So Saha, every time the contextual meaning of Saha will change. So Saha means that in which people are resolved during the sleep but do not know they are resolved into Sadbrahma. That Saha, Eshaha, that this Sadatma, that this Sad Brahma is Anima, is subtlest, and everything has got Atma in the form of this Sad Brahman alone. That alone is real, unnegatable, and that alone is the Atma of all, and that you are. Hey Shvetaketu. Then Shvetaketu is telling, Bhuyeva ma Bhagavan Vignapayatu. Please tell me again, give me Upadesha again. I have not got clarity. That is a frankness. If I have not understood, not understood. If teacher is tired, we can say, teacher, I can come tomorrow. But I will come and ask the same question. And real teacher will not mind. Same question you ask, again you ask, again you ask, no problem. I will explain same thing. Maybe sometimes some other example I will. That's what he is doing. Every time he is telling different example. So here, what is the basis of his request that please give me Upadesha? Bhagavan Bhashyakara gives the basis. And how Bhagavan Bhashyakara gives? Based on what is going to be the answer. From the answer he is creating the question. Reverse engineering. So he is doing reverse engineering. So what he says, Bhashyakara says, what is the basis? That Yatha loke svikiye gruhe supta uttaya gramantaram gatah janati svagruhat agatah asmi iti evam satah agatasmi iti cha jantunam kasmat vigdanam na bhavati. Very beautiful question. He says, all right, when we are merged with Sad Brahma, we don't know we are merged with Sad Brahma like the droplets of honey. Understandable, accepted. But at least when we get up, when we come out, that time at least we should know that we had a nice time with Sad Brahman. We became merged in Sad Brahman. At least that much idea every jiva should get. And he gives the example. He said, you slept in your house and then having got up, you went to other place, and then you know that I have come from my house. I was sleeping in my place, I woke up and now I have come to this place. So you know it, that you were sleeping, you got up and now you have come to this place. You were sleeping in your room and now you have come to this place. All of you know. So similarly, why jivas are not knowing that we have come from Sad Brahman? We had a nice merger in Sad Brahman. At least afterwards we should know. So now his focus is a little bit changed. Earlier question was what? We should know at that time. For that answer was given. You cannot know that time because it is all eki bhuta, like honey drops. So I am a honey drop, Sad Brahma is honey drop. We have become one. So we won't know. So now he said at least afterwards we should know. So that question is there in my mind. So please tell me again so that I can understand that I am really one with Sad Brahman. Only because of Upadhi, this distinction is created as though. And that I am one with Brahman, Tattvamasi, Vakya will make sense. Therefore, you please teach me this particular idea. Please answer this possible doubt that how come we do not know that we were one with Sad Brahma? At least after waking up. For that answer is given in the next sentence. Ima somya nadyah parastat pratyah syandante paschat praticyastaha samudrat samudrameva piyanti स समुद्र एव भवति ता यथा तत्र न विदुः यम अहमस्मीति. So this Acharya is having so many examples. So 9 examples he is going to give. So here he is now second. He gives example. Ima Somya Nadya. He Somya, Imaha Nadyaha. These rivers, some of them are Prachyaha. Prachya means those which are flowing eastward. Purastat Syandante. The eastward rivers like Ganga, they Purastat means to the east. Syandante, flow. And Pratityaha Taha Paschat Syandante. Pratitya means westward. The rivers which are going like Darbada etc. westward, they will be flowing into the western direction. And then what? Samudra Samudrameva apiyanti. They have come from the ocean and they merge into the ocean. They merge into the ocean. All of us are very clear that the rivers are generally meeting the ocean. But they have come from the ocean. How? So Bhashyakara says, Ambo nidehe jaladharehi akshiptaha punaha vrishtirupena patitaha gangadi nadi rupinyaha. It's a very beautiful explanation. All the rivers have come from the ocean. Why? Because from the ocean alone the evaporation happened, clouds were formed, and those clouds alone they showered, they rained, and there was a river, the water fell on the mountain etc. catchment area, and then it went to the river. So really speaking, the rivers are what? Samudra only. From the ocean only they have come. So they have come from the ocean and they merge into the ocean. Saha samudra eva bhavati. They become the ocean alone. Once they merge into the ocean, they become one with the ocean. And taha, those rivers, yatha tatra, tatra means in the ocean, yatha na viduhu. Just as they don't know what? Yam aham asmi. I am Ganga. I am Yamuna. In this manner, those rivers do not have identity. Don't say, I am Ganga, don't touch me. I am Ganga. So, Yam aham asmi. I am this river, I am this river, I am this river. That type of individuality is not there. Once they have merged into the ocean, have become one with the ocean, this individuality is not there to be recognized. That is why they say the Samudra Sthanam is important, because all the rivers are there. So you cannot go to all the rivers, so you can do Sthanam. Alright, so here idea conveyed by the Drishtanta is, when the rivers are merged into the ocean, they do not have the identity that I am this, I am this. So when they are merged into the ocean, they do not have identity. What about when they were flowing? Do they have identity that we have come from the ocean? No. Really speaking, they have come from the ocean only. All the rivers have come from the ocean. But do they have? No. Why? Because they are identified with the particular name and form. Everybody calls Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. So Ganga also starts thinking about I am Ganga. Many times it happens, no, your name is Subramanyam, but people start calling you Mani, Mani, Mani. So you also, when somebody, who are speaking? Mani speaking. You also start calling yourself Mani only. Or your name they have given Chintu. So most of the people don't know your original name. There are people whose original name we don't know. So people call Chintu. So everybody calls Chintu, and afterward that person also, he said, who is speaking? Chintu speaking. He also said. That's what happens. So here this Ganga, Yamuna, even though they have come from the ocean, they do not know. And when they are merged, they do not know. So this is the Drashtanta. What is the Dashtanta? What is the main subject matter? एवमेव खलु सौम्ये माः सर्वाः प्रजाः सत् सत आगम्य न विदुः सत आगच्छामहे इति त इह व्याघ्रो वा सिंहो वा वृको वा वराहो वा कीटो वा पतंगो वा दगुंशो वा मशको वा यद्यद्भवन्ति तदा भवन्ति स य एषोऽणिमा एतदात्म्यमिदगुं सर्वं तत्सत्यं स आत्मा तत्त्वमसि श्वेतकेतो तत्सत्यगुं स आत्मा तत्त्वमसि श्वेतकेतो इति भूय एव मा भगवान् विज्ञापयत्विति तथा सौम्येति होवाच. So, just as it happens in the case of all rivers, that they do not know that I am Ganga, I am Yamuna. When they are flowing also they do not know that we have come from these rivers, from Samudra, ocean. Evameva. Similarly, Khalu, indeed, He Somya, O dear one, Imaha Sarvaha Prajaha, all these living beings, Sataha Agamya, having come from Sad Brahma, they were one with Sad Brahma during sleep, during death, but having come from Sad Brahma, na viduhu, they do not know. Sataha agacchamahe iti, that we have come from Sad Brahma, we were one with Sad Brahma, that they do not know. Just as the rivers do not know that we have come from Samudra, similarly these jivas also do not know. Why? Because the tadatmya with the upadhi. The tadatmya with upadhi is so much. The reality is given to the upadhi, reality given to the identification with the upadhi is so much that this knowledge that we have from Sad Brahma, that doesn't come. Ignorance is veiled, and that ignorance remains intact because identification with the upadhi is very strong. But having become one with Sad Brahma in Sushupti, again they become, when they wake up, again they become whatever they were. Vyagra, Simha, Vruka, Varaha, Kita, Patanga, and Damsha, Mashaka, all, whatever they were, they become. We have seen the meaning of this. And again, Saha. Saha means that Sad Brahma, having become one with it, and coming from which Brahman, people do not know that we have come from that Brahman. That Brahman is Anima. So Saha slightly meaning will change. That Sad Brahman is Anima. Change means what? The way of introducing Saha will change. Sad Brahma will remain Sad Brahman only. Saha Eshaha Anima is subtle, and everything is having this Sad Brahman as Atma. That is unnegatable, that you are. Alright. So still our Shvetaketu dil abhi bhara nahi. So he said, still I am not satisfied. I still have questions. What is the basis for question? That I still, please explain me, I am not fully convinced. The basis for the request or the doubt given by Bhashyakara, he says, we generally find that the Vichi, Taranga, Fena, Budbuda, the waves, the forms, the bubbles, all of them when they merge into water, they are fizzled out. They are destroyed. So similarly, when jivas are merged into Brahman, they should be destroyed. How come they come back? They should not come back. Because generally we see that any such individual entities, when they merge into their cause, they don't come back. So similarly, Jiva also should not come back. How come they are coming back? So if they are coming back, it means they are not merged. That type of doubt may come. And therefore, he is requesting, please teach me again. Father says, yes, I have already got example ready for you. Tatha somya iti hovacha. He said, I will explain to you. And he gives the exercise. So now like a laboratory. So experiment is done, and based on that Father will explain. Asya somya mahato vrukshasya यो मूले अभ्याहन्यात् जीवन स्रवेत् यो मध्ये अभ्याहन्यात् जीवन स्रवेत् यो अग्रे अभ्याहन्यात् जीवन स्रवेत् स एष जीवेन आत्मना अनुप्रभूतः पेपीयमानो मोदमानस्तिष्ठति. So Father is explaining that how Jiva does not die. And for that he gives the example. As long as Jiva is there, things are alive. Only when Jiva withdraws its manifestation through the withdrawal of Sukshma Sharira, then only that thing dries up. So Jiva does not die, because Jiva is essentially consciousness. Only with the Upadhi it is appearing to be limited. Essentially it is consciousness. So he says, He Somya, Asya Mahataha Vrukshasya, of this big tree, Yaha, one who, anyone, Yaha refers to anyone who, Mule Abhyahanyat, if one strike on the Mula, on the bottom part, or the some part of the root, Jivan Sravet, the tree will be oozing the sap, Jivan, remaining alive only. In some part, if you strike on, still tree will continue to be alive. It will be oozing the sap, indicating what? The tree is still alive. Yaha madhye abhyahanyat. If somebody put some strike on the middle part, then also Jivan Sravet, the tree remaining alive, Sravet, it will ooze out the sap. Yaha agre abhyahanyat. If somebody strike on the top, still Jivan Sravet. One, the tree will continue to be alive and Sravet, it will ooze sap. Saha eshaha jivena atmana anuprabhutaha. That this tree anuprabhutaha means pervaded by the jivatma, jivena atmana. That this tree which is supposed to have been struck on the top, middle and at the bottom, that tree is pervaded by jiva, jivena atmana anuprabhutaha. Therefore what? Pepiyamanaha modamanaha tishtati. Pepiyamana means when it drinks water and draws the nutrients from the ground, modamanaha. Modamana means happily, being happy, tishtati, it remains. So here the teacher is saying that the tree is also smiling. So drinking water and drawing the nutrients, the tree remains. You just put a cut, it doesn't matter. Not people like this, why did he do this, why did he do like this? Tree is more mature in this area. So pepiyamanaha modamanaha, being happy, tishtati. Alright, so what is to be learned? Further he gives the exercise in the next mantra. So here only this much. If you strike on some part of the top part or middle part or the bottom part, still this body continues to be alive as long as the jiva is there. The tree doesn't become dry as long as Jiva is there. Now, if Jiva is not there, what happens? That is said in the next, the mantra. So, it is called Anvaya Vyatireka. If Jiva is there, even some striking has happened on the tree, it continues to be alive. But if Jiva has withdrawn from a particular branch, then that branch becomes dry. That is said in the next mantra. Asya yadekagum shakham jivo jahati अथ सा शुष्यति द्वितीयां जहाति अथ सा शुष्यति तृतीयां जहाति अथ सा शुष्यति सर्वं जहाति सर्वशुष्यति. Asya vrukshasya, of this tree, ekam shakham, which branch? One branch, whichever one branch, which is rogagrastam, it was affected by some disease or it was cut by somebody, then that branch, what happens? Ekam shakham, one branch, jivaha jahati, jiva withdraws itself from that. Through the withdrawal of sukshma sharira, Jiva withdraws itself from that part, one part of the branch. Then what? Sa shushyati. That branch becomes dry. Then what? Dvitiyam jahati. One, you may think it is an accident. He said, no, Dvitiyam jahati. So here karta is Jiva. Jiva gives up the second branch. Means Jiva withdraws itself from the second branch, its manifestation. Through the withdrawal of Sukshma Sharira, it withdraws itself. Then what? Atha, then sa, that branch, shushyati, becomes dry. Trutiyam jahati. When the jiva withdraws, gives up the third branch, means withdraws from the third branch. Atha sa shushyati. Then that branch also dries up. And now, sarvam jahati. If jiva withdraws from the entire tree, then what? Sarvaha shushyati. Then the entire tree is dried up. Yeah, please remain there. Huh? Please remain, sit there. Huh? Yes. So, sarvaha shushyati, entire tree is dried up. So, from wherever jiva withdraws itself, that becomes dry. So, as long as jiva is present, life will continue in the body. It happens, sometimes person remains in coma for months and years together. I have heard some person in Bangalore, that person was telling that some 10-15 years coma. Still jiva has not left the body completely. Some part may not be working, but still jiva is there. So it doesn't become fully dry. That jiva, moment he leaves, you see, immediately some the changes start happening. The rotting starts happening. So here he said jiva, as long as jiva is there, the things remain green. Means things remain alive. Jiva leaves, then only it goes away. So what? What is called prakrute kim ayatam. How does it matter all this? Why are you telling this? That is explained in the next sentence, next mantra. Evameva khalu somya viddhiti hovacha jivapetam vavakiledam mriyate na jivo mriyata iti saya eshonima एतदात्म्यं विदगं सर्वं तत्सत्यगुं स आत्मा तत्त्वमसि श्वेतकेतो इति भूय एव मा भगवान् विज्ञापयत्विति तथा सौम्येति होवाच. Evameva. Similarly, as it happened in the case of tree, both Anvaya and Vyatireka both were shown. So, even though you strike on one branch, but if Jiva is there, life will continue in the body. And if Jiva withdraws from that part, even though the rest of the tree is alive, but that branch will become dried. Similarly, you can extend it to everything. Evameva, in this manner alone, khalu indeed, he somya vidhi. May you know everywhere, iti in this manner, ha uvacha, father told. What is to be understood? Jiva petam vava kila idam mriyate. This everything, this body, every body dies. Jiva petam, without Jiva. Without Jiva's presence being there, this body dies. Na Jiva mriyate, but Jiva itself it doesn't die. Without Jiva everything dies, every body dies, but Jiva itself does not die. Like in the first part of the first mantra it was said that when branch you cut, still Jiva continues. The second branch you cut, still Jiva continues. So Jiva does not die with the destruction of one branch. And when one branch, a Jiva withdraws, still Jiva continues in other branches. So Jiva does not die with the destruction of one part of the body. Similarly, Jiva does not die with the destruction of one body. We have to extend. Just as Jiva does not die with the destruction of one branch was cut, that branch dries up, but Jiva continues in that body of the tree. Similarly, when Jiva leaves one body, Jiva itself doesn't die. So one body is like one branch. There are so many branches, so many bodies are there. So one branch dries up, this body dries up, one branch is gone. So Jiva is manifesting through other branches. Similarly, Jiva will manifest through another body. Jiva continues. And so, Jiva being what it is, it does not die. Therefore, your question was that when Jiva is merged into Brahman, how come it is not destroyed? Answer is given. The nature of Jiva is such, it is Amruta Dharma. Therefore, it does not merge. Therefore, it continues to be. And that Brahman, where Jiva merges but does not die, that Brahman is Sukshma. It is the self of all and it is unnegatable. That alone is the self of living beings and non-living beings. And that you are. Still, this Shvetaketu has question. Bhuyeva ma Bhagavan Vignapayatu. So, still question is that how come this gross world is born of the subtlest Sat Brahman? So Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Idam atyanta sthulam prithivyadi nama rupavad jagat atyanta sukshma sadrupat satah jayate. How will I understand that such gross universe is come from Anima, the subtlest Brahman? Generally, gross will come from gross. How come such gross universe is coming from the subtlest Brahman? That you please explain to me. The father said, yes, for that also I have got example, which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So tomorrow also we'll meet at 11:20 and conclude this text, this chapter.